4,000 meters beneath the oldest ice on Earth, something just broke the laws of nature, not challenged them, not questioned them, broke them. In 2016, a NASA balloon the size of a football stadium glided silently over the Antarctic ice sheet, listening. Its instruments were calibrated to capture whispers from the edge of the universe, particles so small they passed through entire planets the way bullets pass through smoke. What it captured sent shockwaves through the global scientific community that are still felt today. High-energy particles were not coming down from space. They were rising up from the ground, fired from within the Earth itself, traveling in the exact opposite direction that every law of physics demands. To science, this is the equivalent of watching rain fall upward. It is forensic proof of a place where the arrow of time has been reversed. This is Antarctica, and this is a dead zone. To understand what was found, you need to understand the machine that found it. ANITA, the Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna, is not a satellite. It is not a submarine. It is a balloon, but not an ordinary balloon. It carries 48 radio antennas suspended 37,000 meters above the ice, higher than commercial aircraft fly, in the rare silence of the stratosphere. Its mission, funded by NASA and operated by teams from UCLA, the University of Hawaii, and Ohio State University, was elegantly simple: to capture neutrinos, the so-called ghost particles of the universe. Neutrinos are born in the most violent events in existence: supernova explosions, colliding neutron stars, the cores of black holes. They travel at nearly the speed of light and interact with almost nothing. Every second, 100 trillion of them pass through your body without touching a single atom. ANITA was designed to capture the rare moments when a high-energy neutrino actually interacts with matter, when it grazes the ice and produces a faint radio signal, like a stone skipping across the surface of still water. The project had flown successfully before. ANITA 1 in 2006, ANITA 2 in 2009, ANITA 3 in 2014. Then came ANITA 4 in 2016, and everything changed. The team detected two anomalous events, one in 2016, confirmed again in 2018, that defied any known explanation. The signals were coming from below the ice, not from space, from the Earth itself. Specifically, they appeared to be tau neutrinos, a particularly rare and high-energy type of neutrino, emerging from the ground at steep angles, as if they had traveled through the entire planet and come out the other side. Here's the problem. Above a certain energy threshold, approximately 1 petielectron volt, neutrinos cannot pass through the Earth. The planet is too dense. At that energy range, the Earth is completely opaque to them. A tau neutrino traveling at that energy through the full diameter of our planet would be absorbed, shattered, and destroyed long before reaching the other side. The Earth is 12,742 kilometers in diameter. These particles would need to cross every kilometer of rock, iron, and molten mantle without being destroyed. The only explanation that fits the data is that these particles were traveling backward in time, that they originated after the moment they were detected, not before. Imagine finding footprints in the snow that lead toward the point where someone began walking, not away from it. At a subatomic scale, happening right now, beneath the Antarctic ice, the skeptics arrived immediately, armed with alternatives. First theory: the signal was a reflection. Radio waves bouncing off internal layers of ice, creating a ghost image of a signal coming from above. The ANITA team ran the calculations. A reflected signal would carry an inverted polarization, a detectable and measurable fingerprint. These signals did not. The polarization was consistent with a genuinely upward traveling source. Second theory: instrument failure. The sensors were reading errors, but the same anomaly appeared across multiple independent detectors on 2 separate flights, 2 years apart. Instrument errors do not repeat with that precision. Third theory: an ultra-high energy cosmic ray grazing the atmosphere at a shallow angle, simulating an upward signal. Physicists at Penn State and Stanford modeled this scenario. The geometry does not work. The angle is too steep. In 2020, a paper published in the Annals of Glaciology concluded that no conventional physics from the Standard Model could explain the Anita events. The authors wrote, in formal scientific language, that the anomaly represented a significant tension with the Standard Model. Significant tension with the Standard Model is the language physicists use to say, we do not know what this is, and it concerns us. We are facing a causality dead zone, a geographical point where before and after have lost their meaning. In 2018, cosmologists Latham Boyle, Kieran Finn, and Neil Turok published a theoretical framework that may be the only model capable of explaining what Anita detected. The theory, the CPT symmetric universe. CPT refers to three fundamental laws of physics: charge, parity, and time. The theory proposes that at the moment of the Big Bang, the universe did not create just one reality. It created two, perfectly mirrored from the singularity: our universe, where time moves forward, and a partner universe where time moves backward. In this model, the two universes share a common boundary at the Big Bang itself. They are not parallel in space. They are parallel in time. Our future is the other universe's past. Their future is our past. The neutrinos that Anita detected are, according to this model, the only particles capable of crossing that boundary. Because they interact with almost nothing, they are able to pass through the membrane between the two realities. They are interdimensional ambassadors, arriving here from a universe where our history has not yet happened. This is not fringe science. It was published in Physical Review Letters, one of the most respected physics journals in the world. It was not dismissed. It was debated, and it has not yet been refuted. Antarctica, specifically the magnetic silence of the South Pole, may be the only place on Earth where this interference from the other reality leaks through with enough force to be detected. Here is what the official reports do not emphasize. If these particles are leaking through, if the boundary between the two universes is detectable from this specific geographical point, then Antarctica is not merely a research station. It is a fault line in the structure of time. Accounts from Antarctic explorers, including documented records from the British Antarctic Survey, describe compasses spinning with no orientation, not merely fluctuating, but spinning continuously within localized zones of the continent that correspond to no known magnetic anomaly. Electronic equipment, specifically GPS receivers and chronometers, has been documented recording timestamps that fall behind or run ahead of actual time by margins that exceed any known instrument error. In 2022, researchers studying Lake Vostok, buried beneath nearly 4 kilometers of ice, sealed from the outside world for an estimated 15 to 25 million years, recovered water samples containing biological material that should not, by any geological timeline, still exist. Organisms in states that defy the expected entropy of time. This is not mythology. These are anomalies published in peer-reviewed journals, with no accepted explanation. The question is not whether something extraordinary is happening beneath the Antarctic ice. The data confirms that it is. The question is what happens when that boundary becomes less stable. NASA has classified several of Anita's raw data sets under continuous review status, meaning full public disclosure has been delayed. The stated reason: data calibration. The Anita team itself, in interviews and conference presentations, has been careful, almost unnervingly careful, to avoid specific language. They say the events have not yet been explained. They say further study is needed. They do not say impossible. When the most careful scientists in the world stop short of calling something impossible, pay attention to what they are leaving unsaid. The signal is getting louder. The anomaly is not fading with additional data. It is growing stronger. The Antarctic time anomaly forces us to accept an uncomfortable truth. The universe is far stranger than our textbooks allow. Beneath the eternal ice, yesterday and tomorrow may occupy the same coordinates. While the world looks to the stars for the greatest mysteries of existence, the deepest evidence of a broken timeline may be sealed under 3 kilometers of frozen silence, right beneath our feet. If you want to explore the other dead zones where causality fails and science falls silent, subscribe now. The universe has boundaries we have not yet mapped, and some of them map us first. This is Dead Zones.